Time to start the tour. So we're going to cut right there, and I'm going to cut this part out and put it up as a separate video. This is the tour of the Ultimate Academy. This is the Ultimate School. This is when I think in my head of this is the perfect school. This school is 10 out of 10. This school you can learn and do anything, and anything's possible. This is what I'm thinking about. This is in my head when I'm talking about the school or the academy. That's where we're going. This is what we're doing. So this is kind of the entrance. I just built this road that kind of goes in. I had built like a wall for some reason at one point. It's not really necessary. Keep out the riffraff. But just joking. I don't think that's really. We don't need these. Ignore that. Okay, so this is the pasture. This is sort of the open field area. There's a barn for our various animals and bits and pieces. If we're going to be able to, if the academy is going to be a place where anybody can learn anything, I think a barn with animals and a rancher or a facilitator that is knowledgeable about animals and keeping animals and things like that. I think that's required. So there's a barn. It's kind of our pasture field area where we keep some animals. And I know, for example, I know Emily loves animals, and if she could come to the academy and spend time with animals like, cows and chickens and guinea pigs and everything like that, then there would be people there to help her do that. So that's where we are right now. And you can see little bits and pieces of the academy kind of poking out, and we're gonna go this way, and then we're gonna come back around here, and then we're gonna end here. So that's what we're doing. Okay, so all this is pretty raw. There's not a lot of building going on. And then we come to the parking lot. Oh, I'm wearing it. Michael, I'm wearing the hat, trust me. Trust me, I'm wearing the hat so much. Okay, here's parking lot. Hello, cow. Parking lot, and then there's kind of two ways to go from the parking lot. You can go around to the main building, and oh, how do you like wear stuff? Oh, hmm, hat, 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 hat. Ah, there we go. Okay, so there's two different ways to go. You can go. This is the way to the sports area, and then this is going to the main house. So this is where we're going to do next. Um, so let's go here. I'm going to follow this path, and it's really great that I think it's really. I picked this kind of. I really like this biome because there's lots of cool stuff to look at and lots of variation in the terrain and things like that. And I like this kind of biome in real life, mountains and things like that. So there's a sort of a river kind of cutting through this mountain that the bridge goes over to the main, world, to the main academy. And there's a lot of. You also see the academy. The buildings are made out of basically the same. It's mostly a log. They're mostly logs with glass. It's basically logs with a lot of windows. Um, so that's where we are. The first thing that you see, and obviously there's not a lot of stuff in here because it is just kind of like design in my head. This is the first of two swimming pools. Um, this is the sort of casual swimming pool area. Um, this is the first main swimming pool, and it's fed by a waterfall over there, and then it drains out into the river down below us, which I thought was neat. And I made all that duct work happen with buckets and things like that. So this is the first swimming pool area, and this is the garage. This is where the cars will go, and there's actually well, okay, this is something we could work on. I was working on this underground. I was working on a underground garage area for the for maintenance, And I was going to have it connect to the go-karts, but we haven't got. I didn't get a chance to finish that. But this is the garage. This is where the cars will go because the cars come up, this path, and you park over here. Okay, we're gonna. This is a up here above us is a particular room, but we'll get up there. Do 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 do. Okay, coming up here. This is sort of a lookout area. There's not a lot of safety going on over here because you could just walk off, but for the most part, I've tried to put rails up for people to not walk off in various places. Okay, this first building we get to, we'll go up there shortly. Well, actually, we'll go up here now. This is the banquet hall. This is where we would have various banquets and parties and balls and things like that. So you'd have all your tables out here and chairs and maybe some music and things like that. It's where it's where you'd hold, community events. There's a very large sweeping balcony over here to be able to look out over the river and over the path and over the mountains, things like that. And then next to that is the gallery. The gallery is where you'd house all of your projects. We'd have, student projects and, everything to be on display for everybody to come look at. So clearly this is all presentational in tone. So you'd have our banquet hall. So we'd have banquets here, and then people could come from here and walk outside, and then walk into the gallery and look around, and then come back, and things like that. Very nice. So I'm quite happy with the banquet hall idea. To the right here, this is a relatively new addition. This is the mental health suite. This is where we would have a resident counselor or therapist who would be employed by the school, and because I think sufficient, as I've said many times before, sufficient mental health services is required for a school to be truly free. So this is a private little room for that. And there's a little sub room in here. It's kind of like a bathroom, but whatever. Could be anything. Closet, and then that leads over here to this room. We'll come back around to that. So this is kind of a private mental health suite for that. Definitely necessary, and definitely near the entrance because I think that's important. Okay, this is the main room. Very important room. This is the warehouse and storage room. It's where all your tools and materials live when they're not in use. And I painstakingly went around and put signs everywhere to make sure that everything fits. If you go up here and notice, okay, here's where all the glues go, and here's where all the tapes go, and we can even go over here and see some other things. So there's 2 floors. There's all these different shelves and middle things, and they're really just logs. But you got to use your imagination a little bit. But this is where everything goes. Wood stains, wood finishes, chemicals in this special chemical closet, lenses and windows, patterns, felts, fabrics, camping gear, beauty store, everything else, knitting stuff, foam core board, deburring equipment, cutting oils, flashlights, clamps, everything. Gloves, adhesive removers, cleaners, laundry, window cleaning. Let's go upstairs a little bit. There's also this mezzanine area. Hand lamps, emergency lighting, hose, sleeves, pumps, walls and rails, hooks, bushings, garage door accessories, door hardware, ventilation, lint rollers, furniture repair parts, tires, car parts, vehicle parts, nuts, washers, spacers and standoffs, screws, pliers. You get the idea. I wanted everything that I have in mind for the perfect academy, for the perfect building area to be here. So I went through and painstakingly put signs everywhere to make sure that there was enough space for everything in my mind. If we take it as read that a Minecraft block is basically a meter, then I think this works. Wouldn't it be dangerous to walk upon the shelves? Michael, that's a very astute point. In my imagination, these are inset, so these walls are, you can reach into the walls, and so that way you're not walking on top of the shelves. You're walking. These are supported, cantilevered, I suppose. Indicators, calipers, shim stock. You get the idea. And then everything in the middle here is just more stuff. A lot of raw materials and things like that. Hammers, picks, planes, everything like that. And then I built this little space here for lumber, for wood. Yeah, and then art supplies, things like that. Okay, great. So that's all that. We got that. This is all tools and materials. Okay, and then we have the big stationary tools. The big stationary tools go in the workshop. This is the workshop area. Okay, so we have planer joiner, we're milling lumber, everything that's really big. Everything that's really big that needs to be stationary goes out here. So we have milling machine up here in this area. We have a little welding room because welding equipment needs to be separate from anything that's could spark or is flammable rather. So I built a little welding room. Lathes, a couple of lathes here in the corner. Milling machines. Oh, well, I mean, the stairs are the stairs in Minecraft, I suppose. Um, this is all a rough draft, let's call it. Surface grinder, stationary sanders, bandsaw, router table, wood lathe, drill press, arbor press, and basically everything that's stationary goes up here. And then we go down here to the assembly area, down the steps, into the, there's some counters and work tables. These are all just work surfaces. These are all just work surfaces to work at. Big windows to look at, and I'll talk about what those purple blocks are shortly. But there's also some spaces around here for some common use tools, hand tools, drills, and little bits and pieces that you need. That's important. Okay, wonderful. So there's that. And these windows overlook the ocean, of course. This little inset room is the laboratory. The laboratory is kind of like a clean room, so it's separate from all the dust and everything that might come in here. So it's all sealed off. But this is where you put your laboratory equipment that needs to be kept separate. Your precision scales, your chemistry stuff, everything that's laboratory focused would go in this room. And you can look out into the assembly area, and people can wave at you and things like that, which I found quite nice. Okay, let's see. Okay, this room, which is off the main room, I wanted to make a special room for just art. This is just an art room, just a little like sun room for sun and for doing art and for meditating. And yeah, good point, Emily. We need to do that. So this is just an art room to overlook the ocean and get inspiration and do some art and things like that in here. This was just kind of a sun room for miscellaneous purposes. So that's that room. And then over here, because I kind of skipped it before, off of the materials and tools room is the clinic. This is where the nurse would be. And to maintain, make sure that everybody is taken care of and make sure that cuts and scrapes and things like that are taken care of. Any sufficient, school needs clinic. So there's clinic there near the workshop for injuries and things like that. There's a lot more to go. Strap in. Okay, this is the first main hallway we come to off of the workshop area. If you'll notice, I like putting windows between rooms just so you can look around and see different things, 'cause I think that's neat. This is a bathroom with little windows that you can see out, because I thought that was neat. And kind of a room for hot water heater, because you got to have that. Let's go downstairs. This is the basement. Again, more windows so you can see out and see things. Let's go downstairs. This is the basement. The basement leads. The basement is another way to get to the laboratory, right? Because I want to make sure that you can get a lot of different places, a lot of different ways. We have this is like food, deep food storage, canned goods, any kind of dry storage for canning and preservation and things like that. This would be all storage for that. We have this is sort of a lock room. This was an idea I had. You never, as like a panic room kind of a thing for safety, kind of like a bunker. Extra storage down here. I don't remember what this is. I think that was a secret exit into the I don't remember. Don't worry about that. This is a nuclear bunker because, you know, you got to worry about that kind of stuff. But that's the basement. That's basically it down here. Going along the main hallway, we have a nice shelf. Movie theater. This is the movie screening room, because you got all these little seats. You can watch a movie, and I made this kind of screen because I don't know that much about Minecraft, I suppose. So I just put some lights behind some glass to make a little screen, little movie screen, and that'll be connected to Velma, of course, to have movies. Here's another door. This door goes in. This is the music listening room. This is a room specifically designed for sitting and listening to music, and that's it. That's all that's in here, is to sit and listen to music and do nothing else besides that. For somebody who wants that experience. And then this is where we started. This is the black box. This is the theater. This is the sort of sunken theater that the auditorium where you can have people sit and watch shows that go on down here. So I do need to make a backstage area, so that's something we need to do. But this is sort of the auditorium area. Okay, that's cool. Let's move on. Let's go upstairs a little bit. Going upstairs, we encounter the kitchen. This is the kitchen area. And, you know, cabinets and things like that, holding all your implements. And big stove, of course, which I just use these granite blocks or concrete blocks to look like an oven or a flat top grill with an exhaust that goes up and out. Next to the kitchen, we have there's a closet because, you know, every good house needs some closets. Large walk-in refrigerator with labels, of course. And then walk-in freezer, it's very dark in here. Boy, it is dark in here, isn't it? There we go. Yes, Jacoby, it is. Thank you for joining us. This is the freezer, walk-in refrigerator, so on and so forth. You get the idea. Pantry for all of your miscellaneous supplies and dry goods and breads and everything like that. Ladder to upstairs. We'll get there. We'll come around to that. Okay, where to next? This is sort of a living area with fireplace and big windows to look outside into the and down to the ocean. And you can see over there, that's where the workshop is. That's the workshop, so that's where we were. And this is sort of a patio outdoor area to hang out. This is an indoor area to hang out. Let's stay on this side of the house for a little bit. If we go in here, there's an extra door here that leads down to the basement, if you needed to come down that way. And then we have a hallway here with a little bit of stairs. This is my office. This is sort of an office I designed and built for me. And a little desk to sit at. With a little door that you can walk out here onto the roof. This is on top of the workshop. And you can sit out here on top of the roof, and you can sit right here and stare, because that's what I do sometimes. Just stare out into the ocean. Okay, that's my office. Across the hallway from my office is the music studio for recording. This will be a soundproof recording room for those of us who need to do that. Going forward, we have the music room. The music room is going to have where all the music instruments are stored, and will also be soundproof, so you can play musical instruments. Okay. Over here we have another bathroom, and this is a sauna that I built for steaming. And that's that. That's this area. We can go upstairs, but let's go around. Just make sure we just close the loop on this. Lots of windows, of course. I put these little mannequins here to represent a laundry area, clothes prep, doing your laundry, that kind of thing. Coming around here, there's some stairs that lead up there, but we'll come around here. This is another restroom. And this door leads to the banquet hall. So now we've made a complete loop on this. This is back to the banquet hall. Here's a sort of a closet, sort of a storage closet. Gotta have those. So we've closed the loop on that. Great. Let's stay on this half of the building for a little bit. Let's go up these stairs. This is open to the air. Here's some stairs. That comes into here. This room is a lounge area, sort of an attic lounge area for, lounging and hanging out. And then it's surrounded, of course, by a balcony that overlooks the ocean. There's the drawing room that we looked at before. And on top of the attic upstairs hangout room is the first hot tub, because I like that. Gotta have that. Of course, you can walk around the roof and stuff like that. Okay, this whole area right here are the dormitories. There's 3 up here. There's 3 rooms up, 3 suites up here. Each dormitory has a bedroom and a bathroom, basically. So people can stay and work and stay longer. And then this is all dormitory area. Here's another one, and I think there's one over there, and there's one over there, and there's one over there. Great. So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 rooms, 7 suites that could theoretically be shared. So you can house 15 people as residents. Okay, even going further away, see, there's the banquet hall again, and there's the garage and the mental health suite. If we go up here, there's this very thin staircase that leads up to this mountain right here. It leads on top of this mountain to the observatory. The observatory is where you would use the large telescope to look at the stars at night out this, hole. That's all this area is, the observatory on top of this mountain. Okay, and that's everything on this side of the property. That's everything on this side of the property. There's some stairs here that can take us back down to where we were. But let's take a look at this room. This is above the theater. is the game room. And right now it's obviously just empty, but it's this large open area that is the game room. This is where you can come and where we'd keep the board games and the video games to play and the computer games and Dungeons and Dragons and everything that you play together would go in this room, this large room right here for playing games. Gotta have that. And then we're on the roof here. That's the attic area, and there's the game room. This is the attic area. Above the kitchen is the greenhouse. This whole area would be filled with soil for growing different crops that we couldn't grow outside. Yeah, pool tables and table tennis, of course, absolutely, Jacoby would go in that room. This area is not really finished right now because I wanted to put some soil around so we can grow some things. Although I don't know about putting it on top of the roof. Although I think people do that, urban gardening, that kind of thing. For anybody who's interested in doing that kind of thing, this would be for them. And then there is another door that goes back down to where we were before. But I want to talk about these purple cubes a little bit. The idea for these purple cubes was I wanted to build like a rock climbing wall, but I didn't really know how to simulate a rock climbing wall, so I just put these purple cubes and said it was good enough. So this is a whole path that I built of purple cubes that goes from the hot tub area all the way down here, down and around to the workshop area, so it like circumnavigates the workshop down here, so you can go all the way over there to the outdoor kitchen area where the kitchen exits, or all the way down there to the waterfall and jump off into the ocean. So that's where all those purple cubes are. Okay, here's the workshop again. There's the kitchen. There's my office. And this is sort of an outdoor kitchen area for doing grilling and any kind of outdoor cooking that we can do. There's a set of stairs over here. There's some waterfalls over there to look at. There's some stairs. Gotta be careful. These stairs lead down here to the docks where the boats are, and where evidently people strangle their alpacas. That's not very appropriate. There's some docks out here where you can put your boats. As you can see, I put a boat here. I put a boat here because I was experimenting with an idea because I want to be able to go over here to this little island. This is another little meditation rock. So I put these stairs here and this green slab to sit and meditate out here, physically apart from everyone else, to sit and stare. You know, another little meditation rock when you really got to get away. And so the docks here is where the boats would go. And there's a room here for your boat maintenance supplies, all your tools for boat maintenance and things like that. Okay, back up. Okay, back to the porch area. Outdoor kitchen. We can take, there's left or right here, we can take, this leads to the kitchen and to the greenhouse, and this way leads to the living area. So, see, we're back on the other end of the, excuse me. We are back, this is the living area again, lots of windows. This is the living area. Okay, hopefully we all still have our bearings. Big table that I put in here for some of the, for eating and things like that. It may look darker on the stream than it does in here. I can see, so it's fine for me. Okay, this is next to the dining table. We have sort of another hallway here. We have another restroom. We have a library, of course, the physical library. Now, all of these things would be housed in Velma, which we've talked about many times before. But, for some things we have physical copies. For certain things we need, you never know. So all of these, we have all these books, and I'm always a big fan of having big houses with secrets. So there's a second floor to this library. But there's also a secret. This is a secret for all your secret books and dangerous books that you don't want anybody to read. This is where all your secret books go. And then, for those of us who are really paying attention, there's a super secret. There's a. Having ladder problems. This is where the super secret books go. The super secret books go that you don't want anybody to read. Up this really dark, scary ladder. Because I like that idea of having spooky secrets for students to find. You know? I always thought that was neat. That's always a neat idea. Okay. Library. Got it. Okay, let's go this way. Here's some stairs, overlooking the gymnastics room and the bowling alley. You know, as I said, I like windows. But this hallway leads to the computer room. This is where the computers would be. You know, for anybody who needs to do computer-based things. These stairs lead back upstairs. This is the other side of the game room. Okay, just so you know where we are. Computer room. This little corner is going to be the photogrammetry lab, where you can make physical copies of three-dimensional objects. We can talk more about that later. And then down here is the server room. This is where Velma would physically be. This is where the Velma servers would be. Down here, very deep, very, you know, dark and dingy and cool, where, you know, it's good to have hard drives at. And I was thinking about, you know, bringing some water in through here to water cool the servers. You know, protected, of course, but that would be doable in that location. Okay, back to the library. We're getting there. I know this is quite a long tour, but, you know, it is what it is. This is what it requires. Back to the library. Okay. There's the kitchen. Let's make sure we know where we are. This is the exercise room. This is where the gym would be. It's basically all it is. And then this way to the sports complex. You can tell this is the other side of the library. Some windows here to look at the gymnastics area. There's a gymnastics room. Racquetball court. Basketball court. Of course. Bowling alleys. Wrestling ring. Or boxing ring. And then outside. This is what I've been working on for the longest time. Here's the football field. You know, you can tell it's a football field. Football field here. Outside. Olympic-sized swimming pool. This is the second swimming pool. This one's a lot flatter and it's a lot more. This is Olympic-sized. It's underneath. It's also protected from the rain and heated and all that, and it's fed by a waterfall. But that's full Olympic size for various things. And then up here we have the ice rink, you know, for all your ice needs. And this is regulation size for hockey and for you know, anything like that. Following this path, let's go around the other way. You're absolutely right, Emily. We do need to add some bees. Don't let me forget. We'll do that before we end. Oh, these stairs lead up to just another way to get back to the computer room. This is above. There's the game room back there. Just a little pathway through the trees. Another little pathway through here. Here we go. Do 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 do. Okay, this down here, this is the go-kart track where you'd have your go-karts. We'll do that. We'll ride that a little bit later. You may notice that I had to blow up that mountain to, pay no attention to that. Baseball stadium, baseball field. You get the idea. Baseball field with the some dugouts, so you can sit and watch the game. But you'll notice something very peculiar about all of these sports complexes. There's nowhere to sit and watch. These are not performative complexes. Like, we're not selling tickets or anything like that. Nobody's coming to watch. They're here for experience. They're here to play, right? And you can sit and stand and watch and things like that and bring your own chair, but this is not a performative exercise. Okay, following this path, we had this glass wall that I built because I was worried about, home runs and things like that for the tennis court and the dojo. The dojo is not really finished, but this is where you do your martial arts and tai chi and things like that. All these none of these sports things are performative. You're not selling tickets. It's not, it's here for people to play and to practice and to experience and to do and to live. Here's the go-kart track more. Let's go down and ride the go-kart track. How long have I been working on the Academy? I don't know. A long time. Okay, here's the go-kart track. So the go-kart track actually goes underneath the football field and the baseball field, and I'll show you what I mean. So here's the starting area, and here's the track, and it's all made with slabs, so it's a little bit funky looking, but you get the idea. In real life, these would be smooth, but, you got to work with what you got. And this way. This is underneath the baseball field. Ooh, pretty tight in here. And then back up here. Gotta fix that. Yeah, thank you. And then back to the start. And that's all it is. It's a little short go-kart track. But still fun. Okay. Through here, so that's all that. And then there's a little secret area back here. Not secret, but here's a little hallway here that goes carved through the mountain. Into the skate park. So this is where you do all your skateboarding. So I've made a little bowl here using some dynamite to do skateboarding tricks. I'm going to need to build this glass wall higher because if somebody was to go off this ramp right here, they could fall into the river. Here's like a grindy rail and some things like that. So I gotta finish. I'm gonna probably enclose this entirely with glass. Yeah, that's okay. I mean, we get the idea. This is the skate park, and then we're back to the beginning. Before we forget, let's make some, oops. Before we forget, let's make some beehives for Emily. Yep. Whoops. Nope. I don't need any more trees. Trees are the most annoying thing. So I think, up here, There's not really a lot of stuff up here, so we'll put the beehives. What do you mean the wrong way? Ah. Apologies to the bees, I suppose. Alright, beehives. Got it. Put some stairs here for you. Oh, I see what you mean. Well, that's right. I mean, we get the idea. We get the gist of it. Again, this is all this is not meant to be functional, guys. In any capacity. Okay, there we go. We get the idea. Okay, now there's one area that that's okay. I know it's not that big a deal, guys. Okay, last little bit that I didn't show you is because it's not really that important. Well, actually, let me show you this. Okay, so one of the things that you can do out here is I was thinking about the boating project. I was thinking about kayaking, and I was thinking that this has a really interesting sort of river system. That whole river is contiguous. So all those sections of river that we saw are contiguous. It enters there and it comes out right here. So if you were to do like the boating project, for example, I was trying to think about my own projects, and I was trying to think about, you know, if I was in an academy and I wanted to do the boating project, would I be able to? And the answer, of course, would be yes, because I have here a wonderful river to follow that is contiguous, and there are parts that have rapids, and all of these, and this great contiguous river takes you all the way through and around the academy, underneath the go-kart track, through the town, underneath the bridge from before, all of this whole way, through here, through the mountains, through the waterfall, through the mountains, through here. You know, if you were doing and if you were doing the boating project, then you could stop and start different places and get out in different places. Through the town. You get the idea. Through the town, all the way over there to that lake, back through here, all that good stuff. Alrighty, now there's one area I didn't show you, because it's not strictly really relevant to any of y'all, and that's that area, this glass sort of place over here. But we can go in there. Whoops. So that's up these stairs. So let's go up these stairs. This would be where I live. This would be my apartment because obviously I would stay here permanently with my own sort of bedroom, my own bed, closet underneath there, living area, little couch, and everything like that, bathroom, and then this outdoor area with the second hot tub, my own personal hot tub. And I built this waterfall that flows next to it because I like that. And sort of a fire right here just to hang out so people can come and hang out. And, you know, balcony overlooking the ocean, overlooking, you know, my domain, overlooking everything that I've built and everything that I've accomplished in my life so I can die happy. And that's the academy. Well, I'm a very big person, so that's the academy. That's everything there is. I don't think I'm missing much. There's a couple of sports things that I could add to add add to the breadth of sports that we offer and can support. But other than that, I don't think there's much else that I could add to make it any more to help it facilitate learning anymore, except for maybe more dormitories for more people to stay. But that's that. That's the academy. So everybody who's watching at home, I appreciate you being here. We're not going to end the stream just yet, but we are going to end the video. That's the academy. Again, the point of the academy is to be the best place to learn anything. The best place to learn anything. And I think that the kitchens, the workshop, the clinic, and the sports area, those would all have different facilitators, and maybe the observatory and some other things. But I think you really only need 5 facilitators and then a bunch of students, and that's all you really need, and all this stuff. But other than that, you should be able to come here and learn how to do anything. And there's, power in that. Not necessarily power. There's goodness in that. There's good in that. You know, anybody should be able to come here and learn how to do anything. And that's meaningful. According to me, of course. But for those of us watching on YouTube, thank you for watching. Leave comments, leave suggestions, all that good stuff. See, there appears to be a pig in my office. Shoo. Get out of here. Get out of here, pig. Don't look at me like that. Alright, fine. You can have this office.